My name is Jon Sermon. I'm a church leader based in Suffolk in the UK. I'm continuing this habit I started quite a while ago now of offering encouragement through short videos during this coronavirus crisis, which is not just, of course, in our country, but is a worldwide issue. Today is the day that Test match cricket started again in this country, the first international cricket match in the world since the crisis began, and it was nearly completely spoiled by rain most of the day, typical of the English summer and the cricket season. But it marked a sort of a stage in the encouragement that we are feeling our way towards getting back to normal, or what we might say is the new normal, a different normal, what the future might hold. And at the same time, my church leadership teams in the two churches I lead are working really hard on how we develop what a new normal might look like in terms of gathered worship in the church buildings. If you've simply noticed what comes in the gist of the government government announcements, just like in the example of pubs, we know that from a few days ago, pubs can be open. But if you go around looking, I suspect you find not all of them are. And it's the same with the churches. Because the fact is that if we regather in the church for worship, we do so with social distancing of 2 meters. In one of our church buildings, that probably cuts the capacity of the main worship space from around 120 to around 25. And, that makes a big difference. I can't give you a definite figure for how many, because it depends how many in each group are from the same household and can sit within 2 meters of each other, and so on. And the worship has to be without congregational singing. We also have to think carefully whether we can include the bread and wine of communion, because that's a bit like, shared food amongst people, with its associated risks. And so what the new way forward of worship, at least for a period, will be, is still under development, under consideration, being worked out. Now, what's encouraging about that? You might say absolutely nothing, and in a way you might be right. In our case, my two churches, neither of them have yet decided for sure how soon it will be possible to start with gathered worship again. But what we have decided is that we'll continue connecting with the people through the internet as well when we do. And that's really important, because a lot of people, for good reason, will be nervous of going out if they are beyond a certain age or with a certain medical condition. Sensible advice could well still be to continue through online engagement from home and not come out even when we cannot offer that opportunity. And when we do, there wouldn't be space for everyone who would want to come anyway, and we've got further work to do to achieve the best we can in all of these areas. But as we continue to work on that, and we continue worship online, and we continue engaging with the community in every way we possibly can, so we still are there for people. We are doing our role as a community organisation and support, and we are helping to encourage people who may be what we might call spiritual seekers, people wondering if the whole shock of this and the ways to reassess the priorities in life might include exploring relationship with God. I'd encourage you to do so. For me, it has helped a huge amount through all the difficulties I'm facing so far, and if you've been listening before, you know this included that my dad died at the beginning of the lockdown, that my father-in-law looks to be very close to the end of his life. It's only 2.5 years earlier that my mum died, and that my wife and I have both had an illness that might be the coronavirus. We couldn't get testing at the time. So it's not as if we've been immune from any of the troubles and the worries with family and friends and the shock of it all, but knowing I have a secure relationship with God through Jesus Christ has made such a difference to carry me through the difficulties. I want to encourage you to explore that for yourselves also. God bless you.